Oh shit. Some heavy shit going down. Some heavy shit. I understand this responsibility. There are expectations, man. There are expectations. I have on the black sunglasses, man. He looks. Oh man. Whoa. They're. No, those aren't. They look semi-lady shaped, but honestly, no, not really. I don't know. Anyways, so oh shit, you're supposed to look in front of me, and then look the other way. Ah crap. Okay, wait. So oh shit, chronic ineffectiveness. You can't even run, man. Like fucking, you gotta be able to run around and shit. You gotta be able to run for your life at a moment's notice. Oh, I see you have something that temporarily, momentarily occupies your hands. Now you're more vulnerable. Oh shit. Um, these it's kind of fucking broken because they're rounded. Oh shit. God damn it. Whatever. Where did I get them? I did get them from a lady. Oh shit. It doesn't matter. If you're a little further away, you can't fucking tell. But if you look real close, it's like, oh yeah. You know, these are distinctions that have just been indoctrinated in my mind. Fucking ignore that. Look, it's hard to see the eyes. All right, eyes are for gathering information, not giving them away. All right, so okay, we the weakness. I need to fucking be better at life, man. All right, so okay, the dangers. You probably have sunglasses on, and it's reflective of a duty to be aware of the dangers. What are the dangers to me? My own goddamn chunky brain. The chunky brain is really the source of the problems for me a lot. Oh boy. So dangerous drugs that cause psychosis. I need to avoid them. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to a meeting in 45 minutes, and yes, these are very important, my mans. You will not survive. Actually, it's quite possible I could die from drugs. It's like, I mean, I'm sort of almost died from drugs, but it's not really a big deal or anything. And it's like, no, it is a big deal. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Okay. So yeah, I keep dying of drugs and shit. God damn it. Gotta not die of drugs. Gotta not die of drugs. Okay, so oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go to the AA meeting. I need to go to these a lot because of the junkie brains. It will lead to me being in jail, possibly prison. Definitely I'm seeing prison as a possibility. But especially like for sure jail. For sure homeless. Uh like I can't do the bad drug and I can't do alcohols without ending up in fucking jail. Like that's just like that's really what's gonna happen. It's like for sure you will go to jail. For sure I will go to jail if I do alcohol and the bad drug. Um there's some good evidence for that. I'm like really okay, so let's just quickly end up in jail. It's always quickly end up in jail. So so go to AA meetings. I need to do 2 AA meetings. Well, let's plan that out right now. So we've identified the greatest danger to this particular individual, and it's his own goddamn junkie brains. Oh, deep shit, bro. Stop tragically dying of drugs, you bastard. Take you seriously. We're sad to see. What the fuck, man? You died of drugs. Why don't you care? And you can just kind of fucking take it in stride. Don't take that in stride. What the fuck? You're afraid of dying. What the fuck, man? Okay. Anyways. do. Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, it's just the normal ones. Check NA. I don't speak Spanish. Ellsworth's far away. It's from friends in the little house, but they do meetings at that First Presbyterian other days. And then, so this is like, you put on sunglasses. Be smart about what danger is. It's like, dude, you're in danger from your drug addiction. So this demonstration of proper use of the sunglasses. And let's see. I have to identify the greatest danger to me. It's my own brain's telling me to do bad drugs, and I can work to avoid my brain's telling me to do drugs by participating in the recovery community actively. I gotta read some fourth step shit at the place. I didn't write any yesterday because I didn't go to a meeting. So when I go to 2 meetings, at each meeting I read something fourth step. Just like if I keep writing a little bit every fucking day and shit, like fucking it'll make a difference. It's very important. So that's probably like out of my range, but let's see. We got an NA meeting. That's interesting. I'll just click on that. Okay, yeah. Oof. All the way out of jail. Salute the jail. Okay, that jail kind of saved my life a little bit or something fucking like that. What the fuck? Oh, you can pull the route around. That's crazy. No. Alright. The good old jail. Okay. Alright, so, fuck that. So, tomorrow, either 9:30 and 12 or 5:30 and 7:30. So, like, fucking, that's what I usually do tomorrow. We had the little house. 12. Can I hit two meetings tomorrow? Like, fucking do 2 meetings in a day is good. It's good for your brains. Fucker. It's a fourth step in each, perhaps. Okay, Okay. Well, that's that. So, okay, so, look. It's a junkie. Getting out for being a junkie. Someone addicted to a substance is like, man, that substance sure is a problem. I'm quite literally terrified of the consequences of using it. Also, I'm on probation. Well, anyways, I need to go to meetings to stay sober. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, like, from my experience. So, okay, but what else is the danger? What else is the danger? The Nuke-Doom. Okay, the Nuke-Doom. The world could die soon from nuclear war and nuclear winter. Bum, bum, bum. This is a very, very bad problem we have. So, okay, so I just seen on the internet, I'm good at internet, that nuclear nations not properly diplomatically connecting with each other, and I think you're proven that is one of the best ways we can help to decrease the chances of nuclear war and nuclear winter. So anyways, yeah, I just saw, like, fucking, just a balloon, man. A balloon, like, fucking flew into the U.S., and then Secretary of State, Mr. Blinken, I wonder why I'm calling him that, does he blink a lot? And, the Blinken man, he they wouldn't have him go to China because of the balloon in February. And it's like, dude, there's a lot of cutoff and diplomatic contact between the United States and China currently. And so when I looked it up, I learned this very recently. It's called a diplomatic sanction. When they're like, we don't want to talk to you anymore because they don't like something the other side did. It's a diplomatic sanction. And so they diplomatic sanctioned China by not sending Anthony Blinken there. And it's like, I don't think diplomatic sanctions are generally a good idea. Like, fucking. Well, particularly between nuclear nations and any other nations involving issues involving nuclear nations. It's like, they really should have full, continuing diplomatic contact and not use cutting off contact as, like, a way to retaliate against each other for various perceived wrongs. I just don't think that's very wise that they do that. Anyways, okay. And there was an old man. You should listen to old men complain for long periods of time. You can learn a lot. Was he complaining? There were complaints mixed in. You should listen to old men ramble, ramble, ramble on for long periods of time. Like fucking some of them. Shit. I. So I listened to some old guy talk for a while. And he was like really giving some indications. I wish to save the world. I wish to save the world. I wish to save the world. Oh yeah, I gotta say the thing where consistently over the long term work to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter. Every week for the next 520 and 1,040 weeks, put in significant effort to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter, help decrease the chances of it, and every week communicate with other people to inform them about the facts of the nuclear war and nuclear winter danger, including raising awareness about how nuclear winter works, and communicate with people to get more people involved in helping to prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter. If you do those three things, and I guess among other things, but if you do, like, that's the way I've managed to say it at this point. Like, fucking, if you communicate with people to get people more informed about the danger of nuclear war and nuclear winter, like the facts of it, if you communicate to get more people involved and working to prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter, and if you yourself work to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter, you can participate with people in organizations and work together with people or something to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter, and you can work on it just by paying attention to the issues involving risks of doom. If you do all those things every single week for the next 520 weeks and 1,040 weeks, which is 10 and 20 years, you may indeed have made a significant contribution to helping to prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter. A big part of how nuclear war and nuclear winter could be prevented is by having people work in independent organizations to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter. So more people working on trying to help with the problem might help with the problem. Okay, that does make sense. All right. You're welcome. Please do that. Hey, hey. Do me a solid. Like literally. Okay, future me. If there's a nuclear war or nuclear winter, future me will experience terrible pain. Now let me tell you something. I'm afraid of terrible pain. I don't want to experience extreme discomfort and pain. Something I know for sure, man. Okay? So if you prevent nuclear war and nuclear, if you work to prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter, you're helping to decrease the chances of me experiencing terrible pain, and you'd be doing me a solid, bro. All right, and also we have a responsibility to help promote the likelihood of future generations of people and animals getting to live and experience life by doing our best to help prevent nuclear war and nuclear winter. Because nuclear war and nuclear winter mean a very, very large number of deaths and extinctions for people and animal species. So, really, most important thing to do is prevent the doom. Come on, man. I don't want to experience the pain of the doom occurring. Okay. I feel confident. Well, of nothing. But you should definitely do that. Okay, so what else? Okay. Okay, yeah, the guy. John Mearsheimer. He was like, blah, blah, blah. They're probably not going to have a peace deal in Ukraine soon. Okay, so, yeah, and I seen that the Ukrainian president said this a few times. He said to Wolf Blitzer, that's a funny name for a newscaster. They picked, is that his real name? They picked a good guy with a good newscaster name, Wolf Blitzer. Okay, and that's an impressive one. All right, so there's Wolf Blitzer, and he told him, we ain't gonna give no territory to the Russians for a peace deal. And they also said that to a Chinese envoy, and so he's saying this shit. He's saying this shit around, and does that mean he's fully committed to it? Would he change his mind? I don't know, but it really makes it seem like he means it, which is bad because it'd be a lot easier to get a peace deal if they were willing to cede territory. So, anyways, in keeping with the subject I want to talk about, and continuing on in the forward point, so Russian President Man said, they annexed the like districts of Ukraine. They annexed the fucking Ukraine territory. So they're really saying it's theirs. And apparently they take it real serious and stuff. And, so they're, like, committed to having Ukraine territory. Like, they already say it's theirs, I don't know. But, and then Ukraine's committed to them not having that territory. And how is that resolved? Shit, man. I don't know. Still might be at war with each other for quite some time. I don't know. So, anyways, while there's an active Ukraine war, there's a heightened risk of nuclear war and nuclear winter. Okay, so, and that's dangerous and bad. And so, I was thinking a Ukraine peace deal would be good. Maybe we'll do one, but it's just like, I'm just trying to think of it. That guy, the way the guy explained it, made me now question, like, okay, maybe it won't happen. I guess the reasons he said. There's also the issue of Ukrainian neutrality, which is like, it seems like Ukraine really now is more and more dedicated to getting into NATO, and that would be a requirement of a peace deal with Russia, is that Ukraine not join NATO. So he said they were irreconcilable on those two issues, and I could see what he means. Like, so I didn't understand that at all. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe why don't they just make peace? And it's like, they really might not, man. And then I don't know what happens. Okay, so again, you know, it's not like fucking I should just take what he says and assume that he's right. It's just like he did offer information and a perspective to argue for there won't be a Korean peace deal anytime soon. So, anyways, okay, what? Oh yeah. Okay, so the on CNN, man, this is important. Like, why bother rambling about this? Putin, man's like, blah blah blah. We're putting nuclear weapons in Belarus, and then they were all like talking dismissive stuff on the CNN and using misleading rhetoric, I believe. So they used that fucking like thought-canceling phrase, nuclear saber rattling, which I do not feel is appropriate. Like fucking anything that's a threatening action involving nuclear weapons is not just saber rattling. There's the potential death of the planet. Like fucking that's fucking threatening actions involving nuclear weapons would be part of how nuclear war and nuclear winter would be led to. The nuclear saber rattling phrase is very, very dark and like fucking upside down and shit, man. It's just like people do not properly, throughout the publics of the America, they do not properly take the danger of nuclear war and nuclear winter seriously or pay much attention to it. Overall, we're trained to have, mostly above all, a forgetting attitude. Forget about the problem. Don't forget about the doom. The whole planet could die, man. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Doomsayer says, please talk about the doom. Please talk about the doom and the danger of the doom. Bring it into conversation. Why would we never talk about the fellow planet being about to die? I downvote non-mention of the doom. And I upvote mention of the doom. Okay. Alright, so... That's the end of this. Okay, so they need to do better at the diplomacy. Yes. I am committed to establishing a society for peace between nuclear armed states by the end of December 5th. How are you committed, you may ask? And okay, so it's scribbled in colored pencil somewhere, man. Like I gotta find it. It's somewhere in I got a bunch of shitty piles of garbage paper all the time that I carry around with random scribbles on them. Anyway, so this particular one has it says, okay, I found a society for peace between nuclear armed states. And I signed that and I did it, and then like it's kind of two parts, I guess, whatever. And then it says, or I'll rip off my balls. I have 6 months. So, and so it's, signed on June 5th, 2023. And so if by, like 11:59:59 or 12:05 or on 0:00, like the midnight of December 6th, I don't have a society for peace between nuclear armed states, I have to rip out my balls. Now, I have described, like, fucking, I take this shit seriously. Oh, can I rip out my balls with my bare hands? Maybe there's some big, tough guy who, like, fucking, curl 150 pounds and shit who could rip off his balls with his bare hands, but I don't think I'm capable of doing it. I use words all wrong sometimes. Alright, so, but anyways, should I work out and get big? Take creatine and get big, bro? No, because also, like, literally, I couldn't even bring myself to do it. I physically cannot make my own balls be ripped off. Like, fucking the hesitation will kick in. Like, I'll be honest about that. So, rigorous honesty. And so, okay, I can't rip off my balls with bare hands. Need a ball ripping device. Some sort of vice grip or something. I don't know what a vice grip is, actually. Exactly, but some sort of ball ripping device needs to be operated by someone else. Use a ball ripping device and rip off my balls. And it doesn't say cut off my balls, it said rip off my balls. Probably with the yanking motion is what we mean here, right? And, yeah, it will certainly have to be a yanking motion. And so this person, like, I gotta pay him like $1,000 or something to rip off my balls. I don't know how much it's gonna take. That's the number that popped in my head. It's probably enough. And then this person has to stop the bleeding that results from that. And they're not a medical professional. I don't think I can get a medical professional, like fucking, to be willing to rip off my balls with some sort of fucking vice grip or something, like fucking, and you yank. Like, that's just, it's against the Hippocratic Oath, I'll have you know. It says don't recklessly rip off people's balls and in which would cause them to bleed. So, doctors and nurses take that very seriously. And so, anyway, so I'll have them watch a bunch of YouTube videos on how to stop bleeding. And we'll have the supplies and they'll stop the bleeding somehow. Okay? So should I fail to establish the society for peace between nuclear armed states by the end of December 5th, I'm committed, contractually obligated, with my signature, the same way I signed. The me shit. Like fucking, with my goddamn signature, I am contractually obligated to establish a society for peace between nuclear armed states, or else I must rip off my balls, by which I mean pay someone $1,000 to yank off my balls with a ball ripping device, and I guess what happens after that isn't part of the contract, but hopefully, my idea is like have them stop the bleeding. Um, so anyways, so like the stakes are high. A painful injury, which I like fucking, I am about pain and injury, man. I don't like them. I would prefer to avoid them. So anyways, uh, okay, so I've been reading about how international diplomacy works. I'm supposed to do that every day. And, I just gotta keep working on that. Okay, I guess we're almost done here. I rapped for 4 hours and 21 minutes. Oh, I didn't do my rap marathon. On 4th of July last year. I sort of rapped a bunch on July 4th. Crap. I'm busy right now. Okay, so I gotta do a rap marathon at some point, man. Anyway, so, because it was 4:20 p.m. Alright, so, let's see. Ball ripping device. Society for Peace Between Nuclear Armed States. Oh, so yeah, like I'm trying to learn about how international diplomacy works, because having better systems of diplomacy between nuclear armed nations is an important way we could help to decrease the chances of nuclear war and nuclear winter occurring. Um, um, so I can suggest improvements. One idea is they have more meetings, talks, and negotiations, and more diplomacy is done overall. Perhaps even larger diplomatic missions, like fucking. Um, and then. Larger budgets, more staffers. Something like that. Alright, so. And then. Okay, yeah, avoidance of diplomatic sanctions. So less/no use. Far less or no use of diplomatic sanctions. That's the two things I thought of. More diplomacy and far less or no use of diplomatic sanctions. Those are two things I worked out that could help promote better systems of diplomacy between nuclear armed nations. If they use those, it could perhaps help to decrease chances of nuclear war and nuclear winter. So, in my simple, goddamn bumbling way, it's like, he's taking this danger of Nuki Doom seriously. He's trying to do something. Maybe he's just a fool, but it would still be the rational thing to do to at least try. Even if you were a fool and you were wrong and you could do nothing, isn't it the right thing to do to try to prevent the world from dying? Okay, so think about that. Put that in your coffee and stir it around. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna try to learn about international diplomacy every day. I was supposed to tell someone about how nuclear winter works every day. You should do that. Crap, I still haven't done that once. It made me a little graphic, but nobody looks at these things very much. So, I gotta bring that up in conversation with people. Just in a polite, direct, factual way. Explain how nuclear winter works. I should make that a daily habit as well, but, daily habit of learning how international diplomacy works. Some sort of daily habit of some sort of concrete, potentially useful way of helping to decrease chances of nuclear war and nuclear winter. Okay, that's the way we would start to respond effectively to the danger of the doom. So yeah, take a bow. Good for me. Whoa. Do the stuff talked about every week for the next 520 weeks, 1,040 weeks. Work to prevent the doom, and communicate to get more people working to prevent the doom, and communicate to people, get people informed about facts involving the danger of nuclear war and nuclear winter. Every week for the next 10 and 20 years, do that. Okay, you got it, champ.